What is a community? How does it become more than a collection of strangers living in the same geographical place? More than streets and neighborhoods? What gives people a sense of belonging, a feeling at home? The Port Charlotte Cultural Center first opened its doors in 1968 at the corner of Gertrude and Aaron Streets to the people of Charlotte County. In the many years since then, the place that friendship built has made a vital and unique contribution to its community. It's become that home away from home. The center has helped to banish the loneliness newcomers often feel before they put down roots. Serving some 20,000 people every month with activities ranging from concerts to health screenings, from dances to hot meals, from feature films to card games, the Port Charlotte Cultural Center is proof that dreams can become reality and that the spirit of volunteerism remains alive today. All of this has been done with a philosophy of self-reliance, that the center could generate enough funds to support its own operation. It's a philosophy that has worked. The buildings of the Cultural Center have been given as a gift to the people of Charlotte County, but the center is operated without any cost to the taxpayers. The center is a social, educational, and cultural base for many of the area's residents. In fact, many people say they were motivated to move to Port Charlotte because of the Cultural Center. One of its founders, Floyd Pfeiffer, called this remarkable institution a continuing miracle. In the words of its most famous visitor, Ronald Reagan, who stopped by in 1976, the Cultural Center is a model of community cooperation. In the beginning, there was a need. Southwest Florida's appeal has been legendary, from the time of Ponce de Leon and the Spanish explorers to today, as the sun and palm trees, surf and sand continue to attract tourists and new residents alike to this region. It was the lure of Florida's sunshine that led to the development of much of Charlotte County. It was rough and ready in the early years when in 1957 the first development was carved out of the lush Florida terrain. It was not the most inviting of places, but there were big plans for the area. As the word has spread through advertising and marketing, the county grew rapidly. One element missing in the early years of Port Charlotte was continuing education for the newcomers. The original developers moved to fill that vacuum with the creation of Port Charlotte University, quickly dubbed as PCU. James Baldwin, a retired Indiana high school principal, oversaw the school, which began in a storefront. Baldwin established the basic principles for PCU. The school belonged to the people, offering classes on request. The teachers came from the community, as PCU drew on the accumulated experience and wisdom of Charlotte County's most valuable resource, its people. The first class had 29 graduates, and PCU soon had a national reputation, with coverage in Life magazine as an innovative program in continuing education. The success of Port Charlotte University spurred consideration of bolder plans. Why not build a permanent campus for PCU? At the same time, why not create something more? A center to meet the cultural, educational, and recreational needs of local residents. After a shaky start, things fell into place. The initial funding came from a variety of sources, with the most impressive being $270,000 in private funds raised by volunteers. Thanks to the vision, hard work, and risk-taking of the founders, the dream of a permanent home for Port Charlotte University came to life. The groundbreaking for the complex came on May 22, 1967, and the formal dedication of the Port Charlotte Cultural Center followed on January 6, 1968. The first phase of the complex included a 418-seat theater, a public library, and 12 classrooms. Meanwhile, the population of Port Charlotte and Charlotte County continued its rapid growth, and so did the demand for what the Cultural Center had to offer. Between 1969 and 1985, there were 9 additions made to the Cultural Center, all paid for by volunteer-raised funds. This physical growth mirrored the expansion of programs offered by the Cultural Center. For many residents of Charlotte County, the center had become one of the defining institutions in their lives, a home away from home. If you visit the Cultural Center today, you will find the original vision of its founders continues to be a reality. Port Charlotte University has evolved into a strong and vibrant continuing education program. The Port Charlotte Cultural Center now has the responsibility of offering both leisure classes, such as art, dance, and music, and continuing education classes, from world affairs to foreign languages. The Cultural Center is always alive with things to do. The theater alone hosts more than 100,000 people a year, attending concerts, plays, operas, recitals, travelogues, forums, and films. There are a variety of activities: dances, dinner theater, card games, sewing, hot meals, help with income taxes, even bingo. You can eat outside at the Garden of Eaton, browse in any of the shops, the country store or Trash and Treasure, the gift shop, or view the exhibits in the President's Room Museum. Or if you're hungry, enjoy an ice cream cone. In the summer, don't miss Christmas in July, an annual celebration that seems to grow bigger every year. Then there's Life Goes On, a program to help those who have recently lost their spouse. Happy Travelers schedule many bus, air, train trips and cruises for those who want to travel. All of the programs and activities are geared toward the people who use the center. All prices are kept affordable for both those on a fixed income and for bargain hunters. And the warm welcome and friendly conversation you find at the Cultural Center is free, available to all, and easy to come by. In the 1980s, a Northeastern University professor studied life satisfaction among older